The MS-20 has been either my favorite or my second favorite synth since I've had one. And I've actually owned two of them. I had the MS-20 Mini first, and now I have the MS-20 FS, which is the current reissue by Korg. They both sound extremely similar. I can't tell them apart, and I've listened to this thing for a lot. I ended up buying the full-size version because I just wanted bigger keys. So let's look at the reasons why I love the Korg MS-20. Also, before I forget, if you like this video and want more like it, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. The LFO always has a weird shape because it's continuously variable. The knob for the LFO goes in between a sawtooth wave to a triangle to a ramp wave. So, and when you set it, you just kind of set it and don't worry about it. You don't have to get it right in the very center to get a good sound. Actually, a lot of the times I find myself just kind of putting it somewhere close to a triangle, and then that's my triangle wave, and it gives me a little bit more character out of my LFO than a synth where you're like selecting the waveform with buttons or something like that. The oscillators are drifty and they have a smooth tuning knob. So this is a special one for me because the way that you tune the oscillators is similar to a mini Moog in that there isn't like a divot in the knob when you turn it at 0. On my sequential synths, I have a divot in the knob, so you can tune the oscillators to each other perfectly, and they'll just snap into tune. But the MS-20 doesn't have that, and that's one of the things that I like about it, because they're never perfectly in tune with each other. Those oscillators, because if you tune it right perfectly in tune, one of those oscillators is already drifting somewhere, so in another couple minutes, it's going to be out, and it's just always moving around. So it has a lot of character for that reason. The external signal processor makes anything sound good. Here's a recording of my voice just doing some drum sounds. The filters are an integral part of the tone. All sound design that I do with the MS-20 it's just different kinds of bandpass sounds. There's really, like, I don't even mess around with things that, like, more traditional synth sounds, because they just, like, they sound okay on it, but this thing really has its own voice when you use the two filters and you set it to different band passes. So it sounds best when it's weird, and those filters saturate really nicely too. So you end up with strange, like, little bits of saturation in, like, spots where you might not expect it to sound good, but it does. The VCA is lo-fi. It's just a transistor. So, I mean, I'm not an electrical engineer, but I know a good VCA when I hear one, and this one sounds really good. And when I say it sounds really good, I really like it for leads. The MS-20 isn't really known for its bass sounds, and the VCA may have something to do with that. This kind of lo-fi VCA is really great for these overdriven, saturated tones that I really love. The resonance of the filters mixes with the rest of the patch, and it mixes well, and even at self-oscillation. This is super rare. Everything is pretty high gain and gets saturated, so you end up kind of squeezing things together in a natural compression. And if you just turn down the oscillator a little bit, then you'll get more resonance popping through. And if you turn up the oscillator, the resonance will go away. This is really great for sound design. It makes things easier when you're mixing things and adding in resonance. You don't have to add just the right amount of resonance to get a nice sound out of it. I'm gonna jam it out.